Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Yogena Tadena Vajam Malam Sharirasya Javai Havaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai. We were looking into various functions, the multiple function of chitta. The chitta is one, but it has many functions. When we practice samadhi, we regulate these functions, but chitta still be there. Now, what we learned the noon section, I think you all understood it. You understood it? Huh? Everything is clear? Huh? No. Correct. It cannot be. If everything is clear, then it means that clarity doesn't mean the clarity. So, it is not clear. It's only first-hand information you got about all these functions. Now, to make it more clear, again, once more we will think about the functions. The general function is called vritti. The word vritti is general function. And then comes mind, the so-called mind. Okay? The mind's special function is connecting sense organs with the consciousness. That is intellect. Mind brings sensation to the consciousness. So that is the main function of the mind. Then generally thinking, organizing, doubting, all fluctuations, what we see in day-to-day life is mostly related to mind. Then comes buddhi, that is intellect. Intellect is knowledge, and the special duty of intellect is determination. To determine, to distinguish what is good, what is bad, and judgment. Decision maker is intellect. So intellect is decision maker. It means once you have approached intellect, you will get the right decision. If you depend on intellect, you will get right decision. Why it is so? The intellect is not affected by outside means. Intellect is not affected by good and bad. Intellect is not affected by the worldly affairs, time, and so on. That is the purity of intellect. Therefore, if you depend on intellect, you get the right decision. But you must know how to depend on that. That is all. That when we learn this, when we complete this Yoga Sutra study, you will know how to depend on your intellect. And then Pratyayam. Pratyayam is related to intellect only. Pratyayam is the non-idea, the object which is known, that is presented to intellect. The object, from outside we receive the object, and then we think about that, then we say, yes, I know, this is flower. Okay, this is blue flower, yellow flower, or whatever. So this is the cognition. That is pratyaya. Ahankara is clear to everybody. Ahankara is ego, the doership. I do, I know, I eat, I walk, I sleep. So there is I, that is ahankara, it's called ahankara. Then smriti, memory. Memory is also a function of chitta. It will come again in vrittis. The memory disturbs the mind when you sit for meditation. We are experiencing it. One by one the memory comes. The outside objects are not connected, they are disconnected. But there are so many objects inside, one after another it comes. That we know memory what it is. Here memory contains both the memory itself as well as the process of remembering. The remembering is also called memory here. And then comes vasana. It is little subtler. It is itself is called subliminal imprints. Subliminal means which cannot be known by consciousness, but it is there. Now it is not known, but it is there. It's a technical term used for only for this. Related to mind, the object is there, but it is not coming to the memory It is not coming to the frame of mind. It is behind mind realm. That is called subliminal. Imprints means when you take photograph by camera or video or with mobiles, the light is reflected and the inside the chip catches the frame there. It means actually only the lens takes the picture, then it's converted into magnetic fields, and then it goes to the memory card. These are the imprints. In small little memory card, you can have so many thousands of photos. So these are imprints. The same thing happens here also. So we have nano memory cards in our minds, behind our intellect. So that nano memory card stores all the impressions, actions and everything included. Actions and reactions and sensory objects. It takes everything inside. When you open the memory card and see, you can't find any of the photos, any of the colors there. It is just a card. It is a very small thing. But you know the photos are there. Not only photos, videos, and music. You can store everything inside. You see how wonder it is. And these mobiles and computer and these nano cards and chip cards, everything is made in the form how the brain works. Their technology is used differently, but the idea, the formula is taken from our own minds, how brain works. So we will see how it is possible. So this is called vasanas. The imprints are there in our memory, it is not working. It is behind memory. And then comes samskaras. Samskara is a huge deposit of habitual potencies, the habitual imprints. It is again behind the vasanas. The samskara is the source of vasanas, and once the vasana is ready, it pushes the memory, then it comes to buddhi connected with mind, and then the action is taken place. Sometimes from vasana, the object goes directly to the mind. If it is necessary, then intellect works between. Otherwise, it directly also goes. If anything need to think and decide, then we put that idea in our mind and contemplate on that and how to do, what to do. So then the decision comes. It is also coming from inside. Sometimes we directly act. What comes to our mind, we directly act. There is no time to think over it. So it happens sometimes. So these are the functions. Now, whatever we are talking is about us. First thing you have to believe, it is not something outside. We are analyzing our own mind. For so many years we are using it. We know how it works. but we are unable to control it. Why? Because we don't know how it works. We are unaware about that. So once we are aware about that, it is easy to control. Okay? So this is second explanation I have given. Now again I am asking, because this is such an important thing for me. If you catch this, then my job is very easy. Otherwise, everywhere we are going to stuck in some time, and then again the explanation is necessary. So now how it is? You got something more clearer? No. Huh? It's more clear, no? Yes. Okay. Then the third step, because I want a confirmation with one voice in this case, especially. This case and the next sutra. This is most important sutras in this all textbook. Now everybody put down the pens and sit in the posture of meditation. I don't have a good flower here. You bring a good flower? Because flower is our object now. Okay. Okay, I think we can switch off some of the light. That side. Yes, enough. Now we are going to visualize the all lecture we had the morning, and now we just remembered what we studied. So you see this flower, everybody? Okay. Look at it for some time. What is the color of this? What is the shape of this? No, it is a flower. Okay, flower. So you need the color and the shape. Now, can you remember this for some time? Huh? Okay. So if you can remember it for some time, remember it and close the eyes. And try to see the flower inside. Are you getting it? Everybody? That flower is clearly seen or not? Okay, so tick on that. Now just think about the definition of mind. This flower came to your mind, what you are seeing as an object, it came from the sensation of eyesight. Am I right? So now can you see the eyesight and flower separately or not? No. Then just think how you saw the flower. Don't open the eyes. Just think inside how I saw the flower. When you saw the flower, the mind was there and eyesight was connected to the flower and reflection from the flower went inside. That is what you are visualizing now. So you see the flower inside. The color of the flower, yellow. Is it clear? So now you have a yellow flower inside. Now where it is it in mind or intellect? Is it in mind or intellect? Yes. Now it is connecting to intellect. Why? Because you gave the decision that this flower is yellow. This flower is yellow. And the size of the flower is a good flower. Now I see and enjoy the flower. So now the mind is connected with the flower to intellect. The process is completed. The flower is still there? Yes. Okay. Now, just think about who is experiencing the flower. You are experiencing the flower, that the flower is yellow and the shape, you are experiencing it. So try to identify the experiencer there. There you are experienced. I am experiencing. I am seeing the flower. Now flower, you yourself. Both are identified or not? Yes. So you see the flower. Am I correct? Okay. So the I that sees the flower is ahankara. Remember the definition of ahankara, I-ness, the doer, the seer. Now the ahankara becomes seer. Because you feel that I am seeing the flower. I am seeing the flower. Okay? Now, are you remember the name of the flower as flower? The name is there or not? Name, I say that flower itself is the name. Because you remember the name there. Now you just think about the name from where it came. The name flower, was it there before you saw the flower or not? The name flower, it was there even before you saw the flower from my hand. Am I right? Yes. Now just think about that memory from where it came. You saw flower in my hand and you already knew that the object I have seen is named as flower. Immediately you remembered that. Then when it went inside, when you identified it with yourself that I am seeing the flower, still the name was there. Okay? What it means? It means the name flower was there before. Not the shape of the flower, not the color of the flower, but the name of the flower was there. Am I correct? Yes. Now you are seeing the color. Is the color is new or it was there? The color was also there. Because when you saw the flower, immediately you remembered the color, it is yellow. It means the flower, the name, and the color of the flower both were there. Both were already there. They were there in the realm of memory. Now memory is connected. Memory is connected. That is why you remember the name and the color of the flower. Is the flower still there? Okay, if it is still there, then think about the memory, from where you got the memory. How you identified the flower as flower, the yellow color as color. Who instructed you? How you got the idea that this is flower, this is yellow? It came itself? Yeah, it was stored previously. It was stored previously. And it came naturally. There was no effort to bring it. You feel that? Okay. So if you feel that, try to move behind the names, flower and the color. Slowly think, before I saw the flower and color, what was there? Before I saw the flower and color, what was there? Why it came as the flower and color? Then you will know, you will see the step-by-step process. Because eyesight was connected to the flower and I was attentive to see the flower, and then I decided that it is flower, and then I enjoyed that it is flower, and then I remembered, the memory also was connected that it is yellow flower. Everything happened in a short, very little time. Now, if you are still seeing the flower there, try to visualize its absence. Just try to change it, the color of the flower, and try to change the shape of the flower, and try to remove it. If you want to remove it, just remember where you saw it in my hands, and just try to remember my hands. Now flower is there or not? No. So, now you can understand that when you saw the flower, my hand was also there. Am I correct? Because you saw flower in my hands. I was holding the flower with my hands. So you only saw flower first. Now you could see the hands also. Okay? So how it is happening? Because at first we concentrated on flower, and then now we are concentrating on my hand which was holding the flower. You saw both together, but at first visualization, the mind was attracted, or mind was still with the flower, not with the hands. So this way, you can just imagine if you if we could imagine the absence and the presence, how it happens. So when the flower was our object, the hand was also there. Am I right? If hand was not there, you cannot remember now. Because if you are not seen my hand, how can you remember it? So it was seen there. Now, when you were concentrating on flower, where hand disappeared. Just try to understand that. The hand was also there, but it was not seen. But now it came. This is the appearance and disappearance of memory which is connected to vasanas. In that flower, what you liked, it came from previous experiences. Because you were always liking flowers. That experience gave the suggestion, this is also the flower, so it is good thing. So this was the experience you had just now seeing the flower. So this experience is based on the liking of the flower is connected to the vasanas, the long impressions of the object. Memory could bring it, so you could know that is flower, good flower. This vasana, the liking, was there in subtle form, unidentified form. When the flower came to your mind, that vasana, the imprints, they connected themselves with the memory, then with the object. So you experienced the beauty of the flower there. Okay? So, just be there for few minutes. Then try to, in these 2 minutes, you try to bring the flower outside back to my hands. By the same steps, slowly identifying the memory, identifying the ego, identifying the intellect, seeing the mind and thy sight. Okay. Now you can open the eyes. So this is visualizing technique. When we study these sort of textbooks, we must have this technique how to visualize things, because we can't see our mind as an object outside. We can only see our mind inside. Okay? In each experience, if you try to find these things separately, then you can understand the step-by-step process. It's only, it is very normal, you can do it. There is nothing special in it. But you have to remember step-by-step process. So everything is there. Now, regarding the last part, samskaras, it is a bit difficult to understand. Samskaras you can understand only by analysis, inference. You cannot understand samskara directly. By inference, you can understand the samskara. So in this case, you like the flower and you saw the flower, you liked it and you are remembering it for a long time. Everything happened because you had the previous experience of such things. It is very difficult to believe even. Without that, it is impossible. Just for example, if someone doesn't understand the word flower, he does not know English, he doesn't understand what this flower is. He cannot remember flower. And when I said hand, you remembered hand, you could see it. But if somebody doesn't understand what is hand, what hand the word means, he cannot remember. It means seeing outside objects is not very important. It's only an indication. Seeing inside is important. Actually, the seeing is happening inside. The experience is happening inside. Outside objects only an indication just to stimulate the inside process. That is all. So that is why now just I took the flower and saw to you. Without that also it is possible. There is no need for flower. You can enjoy the flower without this flower also. It's quite different way of doing that. Then if you attach the emotion there, because it was very normal visualization what we did. But if you attach emotions and other things with this, the effect will be more. So this way, this is the method we can just practice to understand clearly what this means. Okay, up to memory you can go easily, but behind that it is said that vasana and samskaras are not seen. That is why it is subliminal imprints. It is unseen, but it is coming from there. You know, memories are made before. Before you see the flower, the memories are made. And it is a wonder that now the new research say the mind, the subconscious mind knows before something happens. But that knowledge is not identified. That is, knowledge is not coming to our experience. But they say they experienced it. The research is going on that. They are trying to understand that realm of mind. It is still there. Just before something happen, the mind is ready for that. It gets ready to react. That is because of feeling of environment. The energy waves are connected to brain waves. They have a communication. Electromagnetic waves, wherever they may be, they are always interconnected. That is what the science says. So the universal electromagnetism is one and the same, and within that our minds also works. That is why it is connected. It's a different science. You know, quantum physics is connected to that. So that electromagnetism is the cause of our action and reactions. When it is universally said, that is all-pervading, everywhere it is there. Before, there was concept, in space nothing is there, space is empty. That was the concept of, that was the understanding of science. Now they say, space is not empty. Space is filled with this magnetic field. Space has sound and something. They have so many things. So now space is not empty. So if it is not empty, what is there? They say space is holding a energy. That energy, they say, is a dark energy. It is not understood, so it is dark. It is in dark now. But the universe is controlled by that energy which is in the space, which is in the earth, which is everywhere. It means you are sitting there, I am sitting here, in between we don't see anything. But there are things. We can't see it. So we say nothing is there. So this is the sphere where Yoga Sutra try to lift us. Okay? So this is one, you can do this meditation. Then next sutra also we will do something like this. And now almost time is over. If I take the next sutra, I don't think we can complete it, but we just connect the sutra there. We chant the sutra, third sutra. Tada drashtuh swarupe vasthanam tada, then means when the vrittis of chitta, the modifications and fluctuations of mind is stilled, stopped. Nothing is there. In that situation, that time, the question arises, what happens to the consciousness? Who was the observer of the absence of thoughts? Who was practicing the samadhi there in second sutra? Now where is he? What happened to him? If no thought, then who are you? You have any experience of yourself like that? Without thought, you are there? Without thought, you are experiencing yourself? Any experience something? Something like this? Thoughtlessness? No? No thoughtlessness experience. Very poor. You have the experience of thoughtlessness. That is deep sleep. Deep sleep, nobody has thought experience. If you have any thought experience, it means you are not in sleep. It's accepted. Okay. Now you see, you are sleeping. There were no thoughts, no I-ness, no memory, no intellect, no mind, no sense organs, no object, no money, no job, no friendship, no food, no yoga, and no samadhi. Nothing was there. Which is beautifully described in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Mada amada bhavati, pita apita bhavati, steno asteno bhavati, bhrunaha bhrunaha bhavati. So his description goes like this. So nothing was there, no? So everybody agree with this? Nothing was there, no? Who says this? Nothing was there. Who says this? Who knows this? You? You know. It means you were there. If you know something, you were there. If you were absent there, you cannot know that nothing was there. So you may say, I know when I woke up, I know I was sleeping without thoughts. That is the answer you are going to say. And you are correct. You remember that I was sleeping for 4 hours, 5 hours, till 4 o'clock, and there were no thoughts. Everything you say after you wake up. But my question is, who was enjoying the sleep? If you were not there, who was enjoying the sleep? Somebody else? No. You were enjoying the sleep. Now you see the wonder. This deep sleep is samadhi for us. This is granted samadhi. It is freely, it is available. In one of the poems, Adi Shankaracharya, the great scholar, he says, Nidra Samadhi Stitihi. If you want to understand samadhi, analyze the deep sleep. So you got many information about samadhi from deep sleep. And now here is also the same situation. Now we stopped all the thoughts with yoga chittavritti nirodha. So we theoretically understood what is thoughtlessness is, but it is inexperienced state. If it is inexperienced, your understanding is in vain. You know why? Because you are understanding the thoughtlessness. So how can one understand something without thought? Something doesn't allow thought. How can one understand that? If you say, I understand what you said in the morning classes, I understand that chittavritti nirodha. How you understood that? Because you have the experience, but you are not realizing that. You are not aware about your own experience. You know clearly thoughts can be removed. Thoughts can be negated. That experience is there. That is why you could understand. When I say so much of theories, you feel very hard to understand. Because I am saying these theories based on so many words, ideas. And the real experience is thoughtlessness. You see the contradiction? I am using so much thoughts to produce thoughtlessness. It's just opposite, no? This is why you are feeling hard to understand. The thoughtlessness can be produced by thoughtlessness. But how can one produce thoughtlessness with thoughts? The yogas chittavritti nirodha, how can you understand by theories? Because theory doesn't stay there. It is asamprajnata. But we need theories to analyze ourselves what we are already experienced. In what we are already experienced. That is why I said we have the experience, but we don't know what is experience. You have intellect, you have ego, you have memory, everything you have, but it is unidentified. Everything is working together, you don't know what is happening. You only know the objects are outside, and when I get the object, I am satisfied. So I enjoy the object. This is what you know. You don't know the process of knowing and enjoying. Okay? This way, this is the third sutra, one of the important sutras here. After that, what happened to this observer? If somebody asks, if nothing is there in deep sleep, who was sleeping and who knows the sleep there? The absence of objects. You have any answer? No answer. You cannot answer it. Because only you can say, what? My absence was not there. You ever experienced your absence? You experienced your absence? You don't know. If unconscious state, that is the case, the deep sleep also unconscious state. We have no experience of our absence. It is reality. You cannot experience your absence. Then we were examining the fourth group of Buddhism, the Shunyavada. You remember that? If everything is empty, non-existence, who knows that non-existence? Who is the observer of that non-existence? Who declares everything is non-existence? The same thing is happening here. Really speaking, there is no experience of absence of the self. And same way, there is no experience of birth of the self. That we will discuss in second chapter. But here you must understand this point. You are experiencing the absence of the objects, the thought process. But you cannot experience your own absence. Absence cannot be experienced. Because without an experiencer, the experience is invalid. The valuation of experience is done by the experiencer. If the experiencer is not existing, who will evaluate the experience? Are you getting me? So this is the realization, nothing else. Now you analyze deep sleep. And today, when you go to deep sleep, don't try to remember this. In the morning, when you get up, just sit 10 minutes in the bed. Don't put on the alarm. If without alarm, tomorrow Swamiji, I will request Swamiji to give little time gap, because the schedule here is very tight. I also feel I am not in the schedule. Even then I feel that tightness in me. Just I am joking. Anyway, that is Swamiji's schedule. I follow that. But in the morning, you just free yourself for 10 minutes and don't put alarm, because if the alarm bell rings, then all process is gone. Now you cannot do any process, what I am going to say. You should wake up without alarm, even before alarm. Okay? Before going to bed, now we are going to complete the section. So you go to bed. Before going to bed, just sit for 10 minutes and think, tomorrow I will get up in this time and contemplate on this lecture what we had. This is a sleep experience, and who am I and what is there, and then sleep. Let the alarm be there. You may get up before the alarm rings or after the alarm rings. So anytime, just get up freely and then sit for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and just like now we visualized the flower. You try to remember what happened, from where you came, how you came, what happened to you, where I was. Just think about that. It is there in your memory. You are not aware about that. So just make awareness that it is happening. I came like this and this is the thing. This is the wonderful meditation. Now, in first chapter itself, Patanjali is going to give this meditation. Swapna Nidra Jnana Alambanam Va. Swapna Nidra Jnana Alambanam is also a technique of meditation. Here you can get the direct experience. Who are you and how you are going to get the samadhi. Okay? Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate.